to ERi-TV English news broadcast. We are live on our news with ERi-TV English news broadcast, dear viewers. I'm Heaven Johannes, your news anchor for this session, reporting live from our headquarters in Asmara for domestic and international news from Monday the 24th of March. Do stay tuned and let's begin with the major headlines. President Isaias met and held talks with Omani Foreign Minister. Students toured historical sites. Cybercrime crackdown in Africa's wide operation. And Iran's manufacturing fully indigenous military equipment. In our domestic news, President Isaias received at the Denden guest house in the mid-afternoon hours today the Foreign Minister of Oman, Mr. Badr bin Hamad al-Busadi. The Foreign Minister delivered a message from the Sultan of Oman, His Majesty Haitham bin Tariq, to President Isaias on the enhancement of bilateral ties as well as on regional and international issues of mutual interest. President Isaias noted that the historical and long-standing ties that obtained between Eritrea and Oman were innately conducive for advancing the mutual interests of both countries. These warm ties can further be strengthened by cultivating common perspectives and vision on regional and international issues, President Isaias underlined. In a brief statement, the Eritrean news agency, Foreign Minister Badr bin Hamad expressed his appreciation for the fruitful exchange of views with President Isaias on the themes of his visit. The Foreign Minister further referred to the full alignment of views between Eritrea and Oman on the imperative of maintaining sustained cooperation and joint programs among the relevant regional countries to ensure the security and stability of the neighborhood in general and the Red Sea and Arabian Gulf in particular. The meeting was attended by Mr. Osman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs. In another news, over 2,000 students from Walda Mariam High School in Asab conducted a tour to historical sites on the 21st and 22nd of March. The tour included the Bure Trench, where 3 consecutive offensives by the TPLF regime were repelled by the Eritrean Defense Forces. The students were briefed on the heroic feats demonstrated by the Eritrean Defense Forces. Noting that all the acts of aggression by enemy forces across all fronts were aimed at occupying land that did not belong to them, Colonel Mikhail Tekhlesenbet stated that the Eritrean Defense Forces have shown remarkable heroism on all fronts to safeguard the country's territory. He went on to say that the aggression launched by the massive enemy forces was thwarted through strong resilience, commitment and deep-rooted nationalism powered by the strength of the heroic Eritrean armed forces. According to records, during the massive but miscalculated invasion launched by the enemy from 3 to 12 June to take control of the port city of Asab, the enemy suffered significant losses, including 4,125 soldiers killed, 7,110 wounded, and 7 tanks destroyed. Participants of the tour expressed satisfaction at visiting the trench they had previously known only through history and called for similar visits to other historical sites to be organized. The Youth Organizations Week, organized by the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch in the southern region and conducted from 14 to 21 March, has concluded. The week-long event, which included participation from youth in the region's 12 subzones, featured artistic and science-based competitions, innovation and creativity showcases, as well as recognition of outstanding students. Mr. Girmay Gabru, head of the union branch in the region, said the aim of the week was to foster student talent through organized competitions with approximately 6,000 students taking part in the program. Participants stated that beyond the competitions, the week played a crucial role in helping identify their talents and encouraging high-performing students to be competitive in their future academic pursuits. They also called for the continuation of such programs. Subzone administrators expressed readiness to contribute to efforts aimed at nurturing youth who value hard work and education, who are patriotic, competent, and who uphold the noble values of the society. In related news, various competitions held among 25 schools in the ERi subzone concluded on the 22nd of March. The program included sports competitions, cultural and artistic performances, as well as displays of innovation and creativity. This wraps up our domestic news for this session. Dear viewers, we'll be back with the international ones after the short break. Welcome back. Authorities in 7 African nations have arrested 306 suspects and seized over 1,800 devices in a major international crackdown on cyber-enabled scams. Between November 2024 and February 2025, Operation Red Card targeted cross-border fraud networks exploiting mobile banking, investment platforms and messaging apps, with more than 5,000 victims identified. In Nigeria, where majority of the arrests took place, police arrested 130 people for online scams and investment fraud. In South Africa, authorities dismantled a SIM box fraud scheme, arresting 40 suspects and seizing 1,000 SIM cards used in large-scale SMS phishing attacks. Meanwhile, in Zambia, police apprehended 14 hackers who used malware-laced messages to hijack victims' phones and banking apps, while in Rwanda, 45 suspects were arrested for scams that defrauded victims of over $305,000. In a press statement released today, the International Criminal Police Organization Interpol addressed the operation as a major step in tackling cybercrime and warned criminals will not go unpunished. Other participating countries were Benin, Côte d'Ivoire and Togo. Officials stressed that ongoing collaboration is essential to combat the growing threat of cyber fraud. Reports say that in recent years, cyber attacks have become one of the major security threats of our planet. In today's final report, the Chief Executive Officer of Iran Electronics Industry says the country's defense and military power is entirely indigenous and that Iran is currently able to manufacture defensive equipment in various fields. The official said that in the defense sectors, over 90% of the equipment and systems in space, air, sea, land and submarine areas available to Iran's armed forces have been completely designed and manufactured by the industrial organizations of the Defense Ministry and their collaborating networks. Iranian experts have succeeded in designing equipment including telecommunications, radar, electronic warfare, fire control and sonar systems. He further stated that Iran's defense industry is advancing despite sanctions and acts of obstruction by the global aggressions. Iranian military experts and engineers have in recent years made remarkable breakthroughs in manufacturing a broad range of indigenous equipment, making the armed forces self-sufficient. Iranian officials have repeatedly underscored that the country will not hesitate to strengthen its military capabilities, including its missile power, which are entirely meant for defense, and that Iran's defense capabilities will never be open for negotiations. Leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, has repeatedly called for efforts to maintain and boost Iran's defense capabilities, criticizing enemies for questioning the country's missile programs. With this, we conclude our news for this session. Dear viewers, time for a quick recap of the major headlines. President Isaias met and held talks with Omani Foreign Minister. Students to historical sites. Cybercrime crackdown in Africa's wide operation. And Iran's manufacturing of fully indigenous military equipment. This was the World on Monday with ERi-TV English News Broadcast. Dear viewers, thank you for joining. It's officially a goodbye from us.